You'd think buying a semi-truck would be all about horsepower, durability, and a smooth ride. But are some trucks out there? They're straight up money pits in disguise. Flashy on the outside, frustrating on the inside, and the worst part? People are still buying them. Let's kick this off with two rigs that buyers almost always regret. 1. Freightliner Columbia. At first glance, it looks like a decent deal. You can find one for around $18,000 to $35,000. It runs on the trusted Detroit Diesel Series 60, pushing between 370 and 515 horsepower, with your choice of a 10, 13, or 18-speed manual transmission. Sounds solid, right? But here's where things go south fast. This truck is a magnet for electrical problems. Not the kind you fix with a fuse either. These are the ghost in the machine type issues that drain your wallet and your patience. The interior feels cheap, like it was built with leftover plastic. And if you're not a fan of rust, well, good luck. These things are notorious for rotting out faster than you'd expect. So unless you like chasing wires and fixing dashboard lights at every stop, maybe skip this one. Second International Pro Star. Now this one. This is where poor decisions go to die. You can grab one for $12,000 to $28,000, which might sound like a steal. It's got a MaxxForce 13 engine, 430 to 475 horsepower, and a solid 10-speed Eaton Fuller transmission. But under that hood is a ticking time bomb. The engine relies only on an EGR system to handle emissions. No DAF, no SCR. Sounds great until you realize it's also the reason this engine constantly fails. We're talking breakdowns, overheating, clogged EGRs, and massive downtime. A lot of fleet owners learned this lesson the hard way. Buying a Pro Star with a MaxxForce? That's like adopting a problem child and hoping it turns into a scholar. So, we already covered two trucks that can drain your patience and your bank account. But trust me, we're just getting warmed up. Next up is a truck with a name that screams reliability, but a history that tells a different story. 3. Volvo VN. Volvo's known for safety and sleek design, but don't let that fool you. If you're eyeing an early 2000s Volvo VN priced between $15,000 and $25,000, here's your warning label. These rigs usually come with either the Volvo D12 or Cummins X engine, offering a fair 365 to 465 horsepower and a standard 10-speed transmission. But here's the catch. Volvo's electrical systems in these older models are notorious for being glitchy. Dash lights flickering, random shutdowns, and sensor issues that seem to multiply overnight. And don't even get started on the parts. Volvo parts aren't just expensive, they're why do I own this truck expensive. Plus, if you're thinking about selling it later, good luck. These trucks have terrible resale value. You'll be stuck with it like a bad tattoo. 4. Sterling A9 500. Ever heard of Sterling? If not, there's a reason. They're dead. Discontinued. Gone. But somehow, these 10,000 to 22,000 rigs like the Sterling A9 500 still show up in listings like unwanted leftovers. You might get a Caterpillar C13 or a Detroit Series 60 under the hood, with a solid 410 to 470 horsepower and a 10 to 13 speed manual transmission. Sounds decent on paper. But here's the problem. Parts are a nightmare to find. Since Sterling shut down, mechanics treat these like landmines, because once something breaks, fixing it is either insanely expensive or straight up impossible. They might look rugged, but owning one is like driving a dinosaur through a modern world. It's obsolete, it's unsupported, and it's just not worth the hassle. 5. Freightliner FLD 120. Now this one's a classic. The Freightliner FLD 120 is like that old cowboy that refuses to retire. You'll find them floating around for $10,000 to $20,000, usually with a Detroit Series 60 or Cummins N14, and between 400 and 500 horsepower. Plus, you've got the flexibility of a 10 to 18 speed transmission, which might sound like a win. But here's the cold truth. These trucks usually come with very high mileage, like been around the block twice high. Add in rust issues, and you've got yourself a maintenance nightmare. The cab is outdated, noisy, and cramped, like a time capsule from the 90s. If you're hauling long distances, comfort matters, and this thing doesn't deliver. Sure, old school drivers might feel nostalgic, but that nostalgia will fade quickly when you're shelling out cash for patch jobs and cab repairs. Now, let's keep the momentum going, because these next three trucks are what you get when manufacturers stop caring about comfort, visibility, or common sense, and yet people still buy them. Don't be one of those people. 6th International 9400i on the surface. The International 9400i doesn't look like a bad deal. For around $14,000 to $30,000, you get a big rig with serious hauling muscle, thanks to engines like the Cummins ISX or the Cat C15, putting out 400 to 550 horsepower through a 10-speed transmission. Solid powertrain, right? Well, yes, but everything else, not so much. The ride quality is absolutely brutal. It feels like you're bouncing down the highway strapped to a shopping cart. And don't expect any bells and whistles. The tech is outdated, even by early 2000 standards. There's no creature comfort here, no thoughtful layout, just a bare-bones setup that'll wear you out long before your shift ends. The driver comfort is poor, the interior feels cheap, and the ergonomics were designed by someone who's never driven a truck. So, unless you love sore backs and frustration, steer clear. 7. Mack Pinnacle CXU 613. Next up is the Mack Pinnacle CXU 613, specifically the pre-2014 models. Now, Mack is known for toughness, and for somewhere between $20,000 and $45,000, this one might look like a reliable workhorse. It comes with the Mack MP 8 engine, offers 415 to 505 horsepower, and pairs with either a manual transmission or the MDRI-VE automatic. Sounds great until the problems start. Early models of the MP8 had serious engine reliability issues. Drivers reported performance drops, mechanical failures, and sky-high repair costs. And even if you get lucky with the engine, good luck maneuvering this thing. The turning radius is shockingly bad, especially for tight docks or city routes. You'll look as if you're doing a 12-point turn just to park. It's bulky, it's clumsy, and it's not worth the premium if you're buying older. 8. Peterbilt 387. Ah, yes, the Peterbilt 387. A truck that looks aerodynamic, but handles like a design experiment gone wrong. You'll find these priced from $25,000 to $45,000, and under the hood, you might get a Cummins ISX or Cat C15, putting out 435 to 550 horsepower. Plus, it comes with manual transmissions ranging from 10 to 18 speeds. On paper, it sounds like a solid choice. But behind the wheel, not so much. The blind spots are enormous. Drivers complain they can barely see anything when changing lanes or backing up. The mirrors are awkwardly placed, and visibility is poor, something you don't want in a 70-foot-long vehicle. On top of that, these rigs are known for electrical gremlins. Think random warning lights, flickering gauges, and frustrating wiring issues that don't go away. And the cab design? Clunky, cramped, just bad. It's like they tried to reinvent the wheel and ended up with a square. We've still got 4 more trucks to expose, and trust me, the worst is yet to come. Don't buy blind. Stick around. 9. Western Star 5700XE. Let's kick things off with the Western Star 5700XE. Now, on the outside, this truck screams premium. It's sleek, it's modern, and it comes with a price tag to match. Used models can still run between $55,000 and $95,000. That's a lot for a used truck. Under the hood, you're getting a Detroit DD15 engine, pushing 400 to 505 horsepower, paired with either a DT12 automatic or a manual transmission. Now here's the problem. Fuel economy is terrible. For a truck that looks aerodynamic, the 5700XE drinks diesel like it's happy hour. And many of the high-end luxury features, they're overpriced gimmicks. Fancy trim, touchscreen gadgets, and extra tech that doesn't improve your bottom line but adds thousands to your repair bill when something breaks. It's a truck that wants to be a luxury car and ends up being a pain in the wallet. 10. Kenworth T600. Next up is the Kenworth T600, but we're talking older, high-mileage units, usually priced between $12,000 and $25,000. These rigs are a bit of a throwback, powered by solid engines like the Cat C15 or Cummins N14. with horsepower ranging from 400 to 475 horsepower and transmission options going all the way up to 18-speed manuals. But here's the reality. These trucks ride rough. The suspension is stiff, the cab shakes, and on long hauls, you'll feel every bump, crack, and pothole. And while they were aerodynamic pioneers back in the day, their interiors haven't aged well. We're talking outdated dashboards, worn seating, and a general grandpa's truck vibe. Reliability is decent, but if comfort and tech matter to you, this one will feel like a time capsule from the early 2000s, and not in a good way. 11. Freightliner Century Class. And now we have the Freightliner Century Class, often found between $10,000 and $22,000. These are usually ex-fleet trucks, powered by the Detroit Series 60 and offering 430 to 500 horsepower, paired with a trusty 10-speed Eaton. Sounds decent, but here's where it gets ugly. Cab quality is weak. The build feels flimsy, like it was slapped together in a hurry. Panels rattle, doors don't seal well, and over time, they age poorly. On top of that, most Century units on the market have been worked into the ground. These are the trucks that ran 24/7 in large fleets, racking up extreme mileage with minimal TLC. You might score a deal, but chances are you're also inheriting years of wear and hidden issues. 3 words: buyer beware, always. And if you thought this was bad, just wait until you see the final truck on our list. It's the definition of overrated. Let's finish strong. Diva Nasty Navistar Lone Star. Finally, we land on the Navistar Lone Star, a truck that looks like it drove straight off a sci-fi movie set. Its chrome-heavy, bold exterior might turn heads, but don't let the looks fool you. Priced between $30,000 and $65,000 used, it can be a tempting offer, until you peek under the hood. Many Lone Stars came equipped with the notorious MaxxForce engine, which brought a long list of reliability problems. Even units with the Cummins ISX didn't escape complaints. Pair that with 10-speed or Eaton UltraShift transmissions, and you've got a rig that's more about style than substance. The worst part? Terrible resale value. Once you own one, good luck offloading it. It's a truck that impresses at truck stops but disappoints in the long haul. And there you have it. 12 used trucks you'll want to think twice about. Drop a comment if you've driven any of these, and don't forget to hit that like button if it saved you from a bad buy. Subscribe for more real talk on trucks, gear, and life on the road. Catch you in the next one.